Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Firehouse in beautiful downtown North Manchester. It's Good Night with Christopher Blue. Put your hands together for our host, Christopher Blue!
Hello and welcome to Good Night with Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue, and there's a table in my way. But this will be a wonderful show for you tonight. Tonight is Superhero Night, and as usual, you'll be seeing him a lot this week, I assure you. I invite out my superhero co-host, Reverb! There's a table, boy. Yeah. Hey, I think you still got some powder from yesterday. Yeah. You won that challenge. I don't know why I'm giving you crap. Reverb, you know Dusk Citizen.
I do.
Probably the Deadpool of our community. Well, I've decided that we're going to interview him today.
That should be fun.
My little cards here, as usual. But we need to give him a call. Feel free to ask him any questions that pop in your mind.
Okay.
You are my co-host, after all. And you usually sit there silent. And I'm done with you being silent. Okay. Chethiya is getting tired of using the cricket sound effect. Anyway, let's give Dusk Citizen a call. Hello. We saw you for a second. There we go. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going. You are sporting quite a different look than what we're used to seeing on you.
Yeah, this is my casual wear look. I use this for my more recent work, which has been using my job and my personal life together in order to do a lot more volunteer opportunities. So kind of made a more casual look for myself, makes it a little easier to throw on and take off when going out and doing stuff. And then I have, of course, my big event costume that I wear.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sure you've seen the show. Reverb is here on the couch as well. I've been bugging him to speak up more if he has any questions for you. But if you want anything, if you have anything to say to Reverb, if you want to call him Weaver, you know, a lot of our guests.
Hey, Reverb. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am dandy.
That's the most I've gotten out of him in weeks. So let's get on to the interview. I got questions I've prepared, but we'll probably go off script. First off, Dusk. All the audience knows at this point is your name. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yes, of course. I'm Dusk Citizen. I'm from Staten Island, New York. I've been a real-life superhero known as Dusk and an active member in the community since June 2010. So it's been over 10 years for me.
Yeah, we started around the same time, sounds like. So what was it that brought you into the world of real-life superheroes?
So I was in part inspired by news articles I saw on TV that discussed the height of the RLSH movement. As I was trying to kind of figure out my place, it was 2010. I was had just graduated from high school and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And something about seeing something on TV go, hey, here's a thing about superheroes in real life, made me go, that's exactly what I'd like to do. And here we are. And another part of it is, and I'm sure you too, the movie Kick-Ass came out in 2010. And that, the Kick-Ass generation of the RLSH started, where we were all showed up and thought we could be our hardcore, edgiest selves. And it didn't work for any of us. So then we just had to become, real people.
Yeah, the funny thing is I had just started probably a couple months before that movie came out. I hadn't even heard of that movie, in promotion or anything. I just heard one day, this will be out next month. I was like, oh, that looks cool. But then I saw it and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, it was definitely for younger, edgy me to be into, but definitely now looking back, it's definitely doesn't hold up.
I see you got your beverage there.
Yep, always have a big cup of water on hand at all times.
You know, you could get a Good Night with Christopher Blue mug to be drinking that water out of, you know.
Oh, that would be amazing, yeah.
Yeah. The link is in the description of this video, so you can check it out, merch store.
Hell yeah, shameless plugs.
I thought you were gonna say interviews work up a whopping thirst.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. But,
Is Dusk aware of?
yeah, I'm sure Dusk is aware of the interviews creating a whopping thirst.
Oh, yeah, of course, I'm sure.
Yes, we will not get into that person. Moving on, what would you say is your main focus as a real-life superhero?
So, for the longest time, I've done a lot of neighborhood outreach. I've helped our unhoused neighbors in my community and, the other communities around, not just in New York, but anytime I've visited other people in other states, we've done outreach work. Community cleanup I've done a lot of community service work, hot food handouts. I think to Friday I'm going to do a community garden volunteer thing. Which will be fun, and all of it, I call it under the umbrella of costumed activism as my main focus. I like to dress up, I like to do good, and I like to put good out into the world for others. And as long as I'm sticking to those relatively simple rules, I'd say costumed activism is my main focus.
Speaking of that, and this was not a pre-approved question, but on screen now, I'm going to show your catalog of uniforms that you've had over the years.
Oh, very excited. So many costumes, many uniforms.
Why is it that you feel like you need to constantly update your look and have so many different uniforms?
So I'm not looking for the Spider-Man look, the one look that's going to stick around for 70 years, because I'm probably not going to stick around for 70 years. For me, it's a mix of, I have a recognizable logo, I have a relatively recognizable, very easy to theme. It's blue with the down arrow. I think at any point on any outfit that I wear, if it has this logo, it is a Dusk uniform. And over the years, I've kind of gone through different styles and different things to see what worked, what didn't work. Tried spandex, tried latex, tried armor, tried so many different things, and honestly from it I've come with some of my personal favorite looks. But I like the idea of constantly growing and changing and adding things onto it, because you never know, I might end up finding the perfect uniform out of multiple different parts from old ones, which is kind of what I've been doing recently, is taking a bunch of my older gear, going through it and seeing kind of what still holds up.
Very nice. Well, I always think every time you come out with a new uniform, new look, you hit it out of the park. So I'm excited to see the next evolution of Dusk. Which, another thing that came to mind, you said, you wear blue, as does Reverb. Mm-hmm. That's one of his main colors, as do I. That's my main color. We have a battle of blue right now. Mm-hmm. And, we gotta get Impact here too to make it a true. It's Battle of the Blue, and then the follow-up event, True Blue, and then Forever Blue, and that's the 10-year anniversary Power Rangers crossover we've done. That's right. We'll have to make that happen for sure. So I ask this a lot because I'm really fascinated with the different answers I get. What is your biggest challenge with being a real-life superhero? I would say in the earlier days when I was starting out, the hardest part was finding where I fit into everything, what I wanted to do exactly. I had done so many different types of patrols and so many different types of community service, and was looking for the one thing that I really wanted to be my thing. And it really wasn't until I did a handout. I did a big handout with a bunch of others, one day, and that kind of made me feel the most inspired.
But that was for me. But for other people, I know the hardest thing can be finding their place in and figuring out where exactly they belong, whether that be what they want to do, or a group, or finding a team, or just finding friends to join them. I think now, as 10 years later, trolls are the most frustrating part of any community in general, but I think our community too is chock full of really annoying trolls. Yeah. And I would say those make the biggest challenge because of the simple fact that they impede whatever messages we're trying to get out there and say.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. There are a lot of people who are keyboard warriors and will pretend to be doing the work behind the keyboard, but won't step a foot out of their house to actually do the work.
Agreed.
So, you've been doing this 10 years now. Mm-hmm. Is there a favorite memory or a story that you hold dear from your time as being Dusk?
Well, I already said about that big handout that inspired me, so I'm going to go in a different direction here. And in my time as Dusk, I've always tried to bring people along, whether they wanted to wear a mask or not. It was never about being the superhero. I never wanted to recruit a team. It was always about, come out with me, spend time with me because I'm your friend, but also we're going to be doing this thing where we're handing out to the homeless, or we are doing other community work. And experience what I do firsthand. And honestly, out of all my fondest memories, there's been a few times where friends who have taken along with me on handouts who've just told me in follow-up that I've inspired them to look at other people differently when they see people, and to actually, not just walk past them or not just give them $1, but to actually take them, sit down with them to get lunch at McDonald's or a pizzeria nearby and find out their story and all that good stuff. And I think since for me, that's what it's all about, is inspiring others to do good. So my favorite memory or favorite time, I would say, is every time I've been told by someone who is not a member of the community or was not inspired by outside forces, who just told me in separate confidence that I inspired them to do this.
I absolutely love that answer. And I agree. You're definitely an inspiration.
Thank you.
Reverb, do you have any questions for Dusk?
What? I can't say I do.
Oh, okay. Well, finally, Dusk, where can people find you to keep up with the adventures of Dusk Citizen?
To keep up with the adventures of Dusk Citizen, you can follow me on Instagram at Dusk Citizen, one word, or Facebook, Dusk Citizen Costumed Activist, or Stephen Fontaine on Facebook.
You gave away a secret identity. All those links will be in the description below.
As if I don't have the lockbox next to me of the fake IDs and passports for in case of emergency doxing. I'm changing my identity every year I've been Dusk so far. I've faked my death and just been a new person.
I believe it. Well, Dusk, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure to sit and have a conversation with you.
And thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure being had.
We'll catch up with you later, all right?
All right, catch up with you later. Bye. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Well, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you tomorrow.